Have you heard about the deadliest sports in the world? One team, 189 countries, millions of fans, and almost 40,000 deaths every year. Welcome to past Reverie, where history comes alive. Every week we take you back in time to experience pivotal moments from our planet's colorful past. Tonight, we dim the torchlight and drift slowly into one of the most famous and brutal arenas in history, the Roman Colosseum. You've probably seen images of it, crumbling arches, sun-bleached stone, tourists with cameras, but 2,000 years ago, it echoed not with footsteps, but with roars, not just from the crowd, but from lions, gladiators, trumpets, screams. While the Roman Empire liked to call the games a spectacle, for many, they were anything but fair. The Colosseum promised combat, heroism, and entertainment. But behind that promise was something darker. Most gladiators weren't volunteers. They were slaves, prisoners, war captives, forced to fight for survival and for Roman amusement. Imagine waking up underground in the dim belly of the arena, the scent of blood in the air. You're handed a sword, a helmet too heavy, and no choice. You step out into sunlight, but it's blinding. Tens of thousands of faces stare at you from the stone seats above. Then, across the sand, your opponent appears. Except, it's not a man. It's a bear, or a lion, or even worse, a professional gladiator. Trained, armored, famous. You were thrown into this match for breaking a law, or for being a prisoner of war. And now you're the show. They called it Venacia, wild beast hunts, or Damatio ad bestias, condemnation to the beasts. And those matches weren't fights. There were executions, dressed up as theater. Other times, men were given wooden swords, no edge, no chance. Just a lesson in pain, while the crowd laughed. Sometimes, gladiators were forced to fight blindfolded, or chained together, or made to fight in groups, 10 against 1, and that one might be the emperor's favorite. The games were carefully choreographed, but not for fairness, for spectacle. The crowd didn't want equality. They wanted blood, and yet some gladiators became stars. Survivors, cheered like athletes today. They were still slaves, but if they lived long enough, they might earn freedom. A wooden sword, the rudies, was their ticket out. Few ever held it. Most didn't last long enough, and as night fell over Rome, the Colosseum would fill with anticipation. Spectators from all walks of life packed the stands. The emperor and his court sat high above, sheltered by awnings. Below them, the wealthy rubbed shoulders with common folk. All eyes were glued to the action in the sand. Chants and cheers echoed through the arches as gladiators dueled across the sand. Sword against shield, net against trident, the clash of steel resonated with the crowd. The air crackled with tension as each combatant fought not only for honor, but for survival. Blood spilled, the sand turning crimson. The crowd roared, their thirst for action unquenchable. And then there were the beasts. Lions, tigers, bears, elephants, and more filled the arena. Their presence sent shivers down spectators' spines. The hunter was on, the thrill of the chase, the raw power of predator and prey. It was a spectacle that both fascinated and horrified. As the hunt reached its climax, the victors stood tall amidst the carnage. The crowd erupted in applause, the echo of their cheers reverberating through the ancient structure. It was a celebration of strength, skill, and survival. But as the sun set over Rome, the Colosseum would fall quiet again. Sand soaked in red, bones cleared, silence returned. Until the next show. Now, that arena stands empty. The crowd is gone, the lions are dust, and you are safe, far from the roar of ancient Rome. So, breathe deeply. Let the battles fade. Let the stone walls crumble gently into dream. Tonight, you don't fight, you rest. And, from past Reverie, we say good night. If you enjoyed this journey to ancient Rome, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more historical adventures. Until next time, may your days be filled with the echoes of laughter, not the roar of the Colosseum.